Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day and I hope you're staying safe with this storm crossing through Canada and the United States during this holiday season and travel. If you have to travel and you're driving and you have to go out, please stay safe. So let's talk about some cruising news. I was completely taken aback by this when Carnival announced during their fourth quarter revenue announcement, saying some good stuff, and then they popped this big surprise out there. We also have a cruise line partnering with an association in sports that may surprise you and you may want to participate in as well. Then we also have the CEO from the Ambassador Cruise Line that had to cancel that cruise when passengers were already on board. Well, not only did they cancel that one, they canceled the next one as well, and they had to cancel basically their Christmas and New Year's holiday sailings and won't sail again until January 5th when they're sailing for a much longer cruise. And he's explaining why they had to do it, why they did it, and trying to alleviate fears that the company's about to go bankrupt. So the CEO came out and he started speaking on his Facebook page and explaining why they had to cancel the cruise, what they discovered, and why they made that decision. And he's really trying to alleviate fears that, hey, we are not in financial trouble. We didn't cancel this because of financial trouble. Now, let's be honest, they canceled the cruise with a whole bunch of passengers on that they would have made money on, especially the holiday season. And now they're sending the ship in to get dry dock for repairs. If they were in financial trouble, they wouldn't be sending it for the repairs. They would be trying to sell the ship or come up with other money and somehow. But I don't think they're in financial trouble, but he wanted to alleviate those fears. But he's also said that during an inspection of the lifeboats on Sunday, December 18th, the surveyor observed a slight movement in one of the sheaves used for guiding the steel wire ropes that move and hold the lifeboats into position. Now, when checking on the movement further, the inspector brought to light a hairline crack on one of the brackets holding these sheaves in position. More of these were found on similar brackets in other positions. So while these issues were not immediately a danger and immediately going to endanger anybody on the ship, they thought it was best to say, hey, if this is happening now, that could happen even worse. And then if we were ever in an emergency situation and something happened or a lifeboat gave out at the wrong time, right? The worst case scenarios can happen. So they decided it's better to lose money than it is to endanger their passengers. And they sent to the shipyard to get all the brackets redone, all the brackets refixed, fix the entire area, and do some more work while they were there. So while it's really disappointing for the people who were there, I'm sure they were looking forward to these holiday cruises. I mean, the Canary Islands, wow, sounds great. Sounds like a beautiful Christmas and New Year's cruises. Safety should always come first. Safety, I do believe, should always come first. So I'm never going to hold a cruise line accountable for canceling because of safety. Now we also have some fun news. Holland America, of all cruise lines, that's right, the ones you guys always say are for people over 80. They're not. I was on it. I'm 60. Yes, I'm one of the older guys out there now, but I still had a lot of fun on that cruise ship, and I'm pretty young at heart. I'm still ziplining, I'm still snorkeling, I'm still scuba diving, and I'm still jumping on jet boats and things like that. So I'm still a bit of an adrenaline junkie, and I have a good time on Holland America. Well, they have a line now with a very popular sport happening, especially on cruise ships now, and that's pickleball. They've partnered with the Professional Pickleball Association, or Pro Pickleball Association, as some people like to call them, as Pickleball has now becoming one of the fastest growing events on cruise ships. On Royal Caribbean, on Princess, on Carnival, people seem to love pickleball. Now, pickleball is sort of like tennis, but on a much smaller court and a lot less movement, where hardship, where you have to run a long way and things like that. It's much easier for people of all ages, whether you're older or younger. It's much easier to pick up. So yeah, I think that's a good association and fun that they're going to partner with them, and maybe we'll see some real first-class pickleball courts on some cruise ships in the very near future. Now, the very surprising news that came out of Carnival's fourth quarter announcement of their revenue and where the company is. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with all things cruising, find out the reasons why ships are canceled, find out the reasons why this itinerary had to be changed, this is the perfect place to do it. We cover all those stories as well as bring you to exotic destinations from around the world. I'm looking right now, I'm already going to Australia at the end of this month. I'm looking at Africa, I'm looking at Antarctica, I'm going back to Alaska, going back to Japan all next year. So it could be a very adventurous year coming up on the channel. I hope you'll join me. Just don't forget, hit the subscribe button, maybe the notification bell as well. Doesn't cost anything, it just really does help the channel out. And again, I really do appreciate it. Okay. Carnival had their announcement, and as they're going along, they're saying, hey, you know what? Last month, quarter, we were up to within 19% of the bookings that we were in 2019 when the pandemic hit. We're 19% away, which is 10% better than we were last quarter. So it's getting better and better and better. Bookings are up, and everyone's going, oh, okay, things are getting better and better. This is good. And then they dropped the bombshell saying that the Carnival Corporation will be getting rid of 3 of its cruise ships again. 3 of them. And 2 of them are coming from Costa. Now, this is a bit of a surprise. Because if you look at the Costa fleet, here we show 12 ships. Now, the Carnival, Costa Luminosa, as well as the Costa Vienzia and Firenze are already moved over to the Carnival Corporation, which now leaves, out of their fleet of 12 ships, 9 ships. Right? 12 minus 3 is 9. And if they lose 2 more ships, is the Costa fleet going down to 7 more ships? And where are those ships going? They didn't say. Are they selling them for scrap? All they said is that they're realigning their fleet to get rid of some of their smaller, less efficient ships, and this way the bigger ships up capacity as they bring new ships online, which they're doing every year, especially the size like the Mardi Gras and the Celebration, much larger, say, than some of the Fortuna, for instance, on Costa. But then they also said they're going to get rid of another ship. They didn't say from which line. Now, it could be any line. It could be P&O Cruise Line. It could be Princess. It could be Holland America. It could be Carnival itself. But they did say they want to get rid of some of their older ships and make the ships much more efficient. So if you look down the line, who has more ships coming online? Carnival has more ships coming online. Princess has another ship coming online. With the Sun Princess, so it could be anybody's guess which one they're going to do. We'll have to wait for that announcement in the future. But I thought the days maybe of the cruise lines shrinking their fleet were gone, but apparently not, as Carnival once again has decided to get rid of 3 more ships in its fleet. What ships do you guys think it is? If I was to guess, and Costa, I'm going to guess it's going to be the Fortuna for sure. It's one of the older, smaller ships in the Costa fleet, still remaining under the Costa flag. So I have a feeling that that's at least one of them that's going to be gone. Let me know in the comments down below, what ships do you think are going to go? Which cruise lines do you think are going to go? And do you think Ambassador Cruise Line CEO was right? Should they have canceled those cruises? Or do you think, hey, maybe they should have worked on them on board some way if possible, try and find a workaround? Quite frankly, if they're willing to lose money for a safety reason, I really don't, if they'd have, imagine they cruised and something horrible happened, and we then would be accusing them of looking for money over the safety of the passengers. You got to look at it that way as well. So disappointing, but I think they did the right decisions. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.